Hey everyone, it's the House Mouse here. I hope you're doing well and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your wonderful response to my craft room tour video last week. I appreciate you watching and I appreciate your kind comments. And a very warm welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so glad you're here. So, I don't think I'll keep you too long this week. I just wanted to try a few things. I've been doing some just kind of gentle winter crafting this past week. I know I've been seeing crafters, they're already doing Valentine's craft projects and they're doing Valentine's related craft hauls, but I'm not quite there yet, so I'm going to stick with winter for a little bit longer. Earlier this week I made some cards, and actually when I say I made them, I found some card blanks in my stash, just some very basic cream colored card blanks. I think this one I had tea dyed at one point, and this one I just decoupaged. Hopefully you're catching this all right. Here, let me hold it down a little bit. This was a napkin that I just decoupaged on the front of this card. I think he looks magnificent by himself. I'm using some images from my Victorian Winter ephemera kit today. I was going back through the digitals that I've created this past year, and I just really love this one. So I'm using some of those digitals today. I will link that in the comments below, or sorry, in the description below if you'd like to take a look. And this one, I just have some vintage book page behind the image just to frame it out a little bit. And then this card, I did some stamping. Here, I'll get this in the right place. I have this kind of branchy little stamp that I used with some gray ink, and I did some just very scattered, random, and overlapping stamping on the background of this card, and then place the image on top. And my goal here was to kind of echo the silvery branches in the image itself, and again give it something to frame it out a little bit with. So that's what I was up to earlier. So today I just have a couple of tags from the kit. I have backed them onto cream colored paper, or cardstock actually, and I've cut around them, I've punched holes. This is just a piece of 6x6 paper that I folded in half and just glued, and I've made the same kind of notches. I actually just used this as a template and then just used my circle punch to punch out the notches on either side. So the idea I have today is to embellish these tags a little bit. I have a few bits and bobs laying around me here. I want to try using some bulb pins and see how that looks. And then this one, I don't know, I think this needs some more decoration. We might find a bird or something to go with that, so we'll put that to the side for now. I do also have, let's see, I wanted to try a couple of things. Let's see, I have some buttons. And again, this is just a quick idea I had. I wanted to just turn on the camera while I work on this. And my idea is that what if, let's see. Sorry, I have some buttons. This might be too big. Oh dear. Yeah, that's too big. But let's see. What do we have here? Ah, there we go. Just wanted to give some embellishment. I have some vintage lace over to the side. Here, let's see. Let's borrow scissors. Pardon my reach. Okay. Let's see. We'll hold on to this little scrap for another time. Just wondering if a little piece would look good dangling from this pin. Let's see. I want to fold it over, or maybe we'll try that. Okay, so let me get things the right way around. Hopefully everything is on camera. And I apologize, it's gloomy today, and also I am very rusty with filming, so let's just get this on here. I don't know, what do you think? Hold it. Wondering if we should have used a red button. Let's see if we have one in my little box here. I've just got a little box of buttons that I've saved from clothing over the years. Let's rummage around. I don't want to take too long on each one. I'm making quick decisions today. And I think starting next week, I would like to circle back to those projects that have been, quite frankly, in limbo. I won't even call them works in progress. They've just quite literally been in limbo for a long time. So let's circle back to those and see if we can get some progress made on those. Actually, before I move on from this one, I treated myself to, and this is not an ad, I treated myself to a couple of brush markers in gold and silver over the holidays, and I'd like to try and edge this one a little bit and see how that looks. Just checking the time here. Okay, good. And I'm using the thick end, so I just thought, what if we did a little, not sure if this is doing anything. Ah, there we go. Oops. There we go. Here, it just looks like one of the branches in the background. There we go. Well, I should have done this before I put the clip on. There we go. I was wondering if this would just give it a little bit of extra oomph. Yeah. I've only had these for a few weeks, so I'm not well versed in them, but they were so pretty. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, not on screen. There we go. Here, let's take the bulb pin off and do the top. There we go. Okay. Let me go around. I don't know about you, but my glue stick has been making things extra bendy lately, and I don't know if it's the weather or something else. There we go. I think that's more the look I was going for. So it's almost like using a little bit of gilding wax on the edge. Oh gosh. I apologize if I'm veering off camera. Here, I'll hold this down a little bit more so you can see. Okay. Okay. So there we go. There we go. I think you can see that pretty well. And we'll put the pin, hopefully this is dry. And we'll give that a minute to dry. Let's look at the next one and see. Okay, I think I do want to do another button. I like the way that looks. Let's look for one that's a little bit more bluey. Yeah, I'll give you a peek into the button box. Too much, too small. How about, ooh. Not quite convinced. Maybe. Ooh, they're flying everywhere. Oh, that's some nice contrast. So let me try that one. You can always change it later. And I think I want another piece of lace for this one, and I just have my lace box here. I'll show you. It's just a little tin of lace, and I made little bobbins out of these. Are just wooden drawer pulls that I have glued together with just regular craft glue, nothing special. So they make a nice little bobbin to hold some lace. So maybe we'll do that together on screen sometime. So we'll get another piece of lace. And I think these tags would look great either in a junk journal, or they would look wonderful in a on the edge of a gift bag or on a package if you're giving someone a birthday gift. So that's something to think about. Here, let's try the silver one on this one. There we go. Well, that looks great. And if you don't have silver and gold brush pens, maybe you have some other kind of gel markers, or maybe you're the kind of person that likes to ink up your edges, so whatever you're used to or whatever you prefer is also would work wonderfully. So oops, getting a little thick here. There we go. Give it a little more edge. Hopefully I'm on screen for you guys. Okay, let's let that sit for a minute. We'll put the cap back on. Okay, let's go back to this one. I think it's dry. Let's see. Yep, pretty dry, pretty dry. Okay. And then we'll just attach. And here, I'll hold this up so you can see. There we go. Okay. I pulled out these little tags. I can't remember exactly where I got these. I think they may have been on clearance at Michael's many, many moons ago. So I was wondering what if we layered that up again, just trying to look for a little bit of dimension, a little bit of, a little bit of movement. Let's see, that might be too much. And this little guy might need a little bit of embellishment later on. We'll see. I might have to come back to that. Okay, come on, pin. There we go. So, button goes on. Let's try and get this guy on too. Little taggy goes on. A little bit of lace goes on. All right. Oops, I didn't check if this was dry. I think it's pretty dry. Okay. We'll get this all together. Okay, interesting. I think at some point I will add some embellishment to the little craft round tag here, but we'll let that go for now. We'll see. I like the way those are looking. I like the way the silver and the gold look on the edges. I think I actually like the silver a little bit better. So what should we do with this guy? Let's see. Maybe we will get a little, here, hang on, I'm just grabbing my birds. My birds are in a little baggie right now. I don't have a dedicated spot for them, but I see someone that might work really well. Yes, he looks perfect. Perfect, okay. And, hang on, grab my labels. This is a little folio I made over the summer. It was a piece of junk mail, and I covered it with antique book page, and I made very shallow pockets so that I could put my little stamp labels and little bits in here. So let's see, we'll glue him down real quick. I think I want to put the label, yeah, almost like he's sitting on the edge of the label. So let's do that. And I have my glue stick and a scrap catalog here that I'm using to glue on off to the side. So we'll get this glued down. So I think we had it about there. Ooh. There we go, come on. Oops. A little crooked. Let's try that again. Oh my goodness, he's stuck down there. My idea with this little piece of scrapbook paper was that it's fairly neutral, and I think you could still write on the back with a dark pen. So, you know, it's still perfectly writable. There we go. I still think that's crooked. Oh well. So yeah, it's still fairly neutral on the back. So we'll add this guy. Let's get that straightened out. There we go. Okay. And let's gently put him right there. And I haven't punched a hole in this one yet, and I don't know why. I think I was unsure if I wanted one, so let's try it and see. Try to get it in the center here. Right where that, oops, upside down here. So we'll aim for about here. The rain is really beating down on the window, so I apologize if you're hearing some noise in the background. Okay, got that punched. Actually, I don't know if I want to edge around this one or not, but I think I do want to try another button, or maybe another couple of buttons. This is going to be too low. Yeah, this will cover his face. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we want one big button. That. I'm wondering if there's other little, I don't have a lot of beads and baubles and those kinds of things. I like to keep things simple, but sometimes it's nice to have those kinds of things. Oh. Okay, let's see. Let's audition and see what we like. Okay. I think maybe a couple buttons. Ooh, come on. There we go. And this buff colored one in the back. Here, save that one for another time. Okay. Oh, fun. Oh, good. Okay, so, sorry, there he is finished. And I think I'm gonna leave that for now, yeah. He's so cute, he looks perfect. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave you there for today. I just wanted to come on quickly, try a few things, and share that with you.